Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Benjamin, this is Courtney Mulligan, and welcome to the 100 Baby Challenge. The first step to the 100 Baby Challenge is to find a baby daddy, and this includes walking into the house of a random stranger and introducing yourself to this guy in hopes that maybe you guys will hit it off and he'll want to, have a baby with you. In spite of the fact that he looks like a class A criminal, Ivan is actually really easy to get along with. So it wasn't long before we actually had enough relationship with him to kiss him and eventually woohoo with him. Unfortunately, Courtney's fertility is not as class A badass as Ivan is, so we had to woohoo on his bed. But we got pregnant eventually, and that's all that matters, really. We got home to an empty lot, so we entered build mode hell and we created the pastel Barbie house of our dreams. And then we saw hot guy number 2, aka Akira Kibo from San Myshuno, and we decided to hit him up because, future baby daddy. Then we had to make a lot of money and feel dead inside, which included getting a job as a babysitter. Immediately after that, we started fishing, and we got a call from Ivan congratulating us on our new job. Massive green flag, if you ask me, which is why it came as no surprise to me that we immediately thought about breeding frogs at Ivan. No day is complete without an 8-person serving of mac and cheese, all for yourself. We started the next day releasing a kilogram of piss, breeding frogs, and planting a lot of strawberries. Courtney was too busy being one with nature to care about their needs, so they pissed their pants, immediately hugged Ivan with dirty-ass piss pants, and immediately had to take a shower because they saw a hot guy number 2, aka Akira Kibo, walking down the street. Interacting with 2 very hot guys was stressful, so Courtney slept it off until, of course, they had to pee. Fortunately, this time we actually made it to the toilet on time. You know things are bad when that's your biggest accomplishment in The Sims 4. In true green flag fashion, Ivan, of course, congratulated us on being friends with Akira and immediately asked us if he could come over. We said yes, not really expecting anything. And of course, Ivan, being the man of many talents that he is, immediately surprised us with an autonomous asking to be our partner. Since Ivan is an A+ man, we of course asked him to move in with us because that would make our life easier and also give us a bunch of money. To repay Ivan for his iconic behavior, we decided to enter build mode hell to give him a place to sleep and also his beautiful emo desk because Ivan cannot see any colors except for black and white canonically, so of course he only really likes black, white, and gray. Then we figured out that Ivan was actually unemployed, which doesn't make sense because he's supposed to be a criminal mastermind, so immediately we gave him a job as a criminal. This led to a lot of mischief and mayhem in between hugs and kisses, which Courtney appreciated but kind of didn't. But honestly, if a man was mischievous to me, I would kind of be into it. Anyway, we asked Ivan about his romantic boundaries, and we found out that just like most Sims, he actually gets jealous. So we asked him to reconsider his romantic boundaries, at least for woohoo, because that'll make our life a lot easier. Ivan is a better man than we could ever be, so of course he said, yes, Courtney, you can woohoo with other people and I won't be jealous. He even made it a point to propose to us, which is insane because honestly, we don't deserve a guy like Ivan. Anyway, hot guy number 2 called us to congratulate us on our engagement, and we said thank you, then went back to build mode hell to create the basement of Ivan's dreams as a massive thank you for him being an A+ guy. Of course, we included our own touch, which was adding a lot of baby furniture, and this actually benefited both me and Ivan because a key part of Ivan's personality is, in spite of the fact that he is a criminal mastermind, he is actually a massive family guy. More points to him being an A plus guy, which honestly at this point makes Ivan an S tier guy. We didn't want to be a burden on such an amazing man, so we decided to quit our career as a babysitter and focus on a job that is requiring us to mix coffee beans, which we will need a lot of because we're going to be a parent. Ivan decided to write a book called The Rainbow because everyone in this household is gay, and corporate says rainbows represent gays, as is true with everything being rainbow themed every Pride Month. Anyway, we had a couple of normal days with Ivan before we actually went into labor and had our baby at the hospital. This was honestly a bad idea because we all know that healthcare sucks, therefore, it took us forever to actually have our baby delivered, in spite of the fact that we kept telling the doctors, hey, there's literally a baby bursting inside of us and needs to come out. But eventually, we had the baby and we struggled to name our baby because we couldn't decide if we were over One Direction or if we were still in our One Direction era. But we eventually settled on the name Luke because at least, Five Sauce is still a band. After that, we went home, and as soon as Ivan was home from work, we immediately had baby number two. Baby number two was, of course, with Ivan because Ivan is a Class A man and we want to have Class A babies. This time we didn't have any fertility issues, so we got a baby, and Akira Kibo, aka Hot Guy number two, got a job as an astronaut. Courtney was really happy with their baby, and I was happy for them. But of course, the happiness comes with some drawbacks, like babies crying and waking us in the middle of the night. Fortunately for us, Ivan is an A plus parent, so we can get our beauty rest while Ivan takes care of little Lucas. Also, Lucas likes to sleep, so that means we have enough time to do parallel play, aka paint, while Ivan plays the violin. Ivan isn't an A plus violinist yet, but that's okay because he more than makes up for it with his A plus parenting skills. And honestly, that's more than we could ever ask for. I find it ironic that Ivan is a better man than most men in real life, but I guess that's a Sims 4 for you. You make your ideal man so you don't have to mourn the fact that men are typically atrocities in real life. I will say I love that the Love Struck update came with doing polyamory right by communicating things like romantic boundaries and also asking Ivan, who has romantic boundaries, to reconsider his romantic boundaries. That way we can date other Sims without cheating on Ivan, because the difference between polyamory and cheating is communication. And I'm definitely going to do it right with Ivan by communicating that we are going to have a bunch of other baby parents. But he will always be our first priority because he is an A-class man. And again, we're never going to take our A-class men for granted because they're hard to come by. Speaking of polyamory, hot guy number two, aka Akira Kibo from San Machino, asked if he wanted to come over, and we said yes. We stopped painting in order to paint Akira like one of our French girls, except that we actually didn't do that because the only bed we had was the bed that we shared with Ivan. And as a rule, we're not allowed to woohoo with other people on the bed that we share with Ivan because, boundaries, very important. Just because we're the main character in this series doesn't mean we disrespect the other people in here, because that would not be Class A partner behavior. I mean, Ivan literally works his ass off all night and he still has time to cook for us. Like, Hello, the least we can do is be a decent person. Anyway, we had a brief intermission, otherwise known as karaoke night with potential baby partner number 3, Kumiko Morita. They sound great, we sound like a dying goat. We really need to work on our singing skill. Anyway, when we got home, Ivan was playing chess in the basement and Luke was crying, so we aged him up. Thank goodness he's a calm toddler, because if he was fussy, we would not have a good time. Anyway, Luke auto-generated with this rainbow shirt, which means he was born gay just like me. Anyway, we brought our toddler and Ivan to a museum to go see some woohoo inspiration. Then Ivan went to bed and we stayed up thinking about breeding frogs with Ivan. Soon after, we went into labor and gave birth to a healthy baby boy who we promptly named Matthew because the server in the cafe we were recording at was called Matthew and he was a really hot guy. It took us a whole day to remember that we needed to get pregnant and have another baby, but the moment we remembered, we started to build our woohoo room for our next baby daddy. We always talk about how he is hot guy number 2, so we thought it would be fitting to invite over Akira Kiba from San Myshuno to be our next baby daddy. He was pregnant with his own child, but that didn't stop him from hitting things on with us. We took a pregnancy test and found out that we were eating for 2. We told Akira about the news, and he seemed really happy for us, which is, a massive green flag if you ask me. Yeah! Anyway, The Sims 4 is really confusing because Akira called Ivan to ask if he could come over, but the next day we'd come to realize that Akira and Ivan don't in fact know each other. What? But that's irrelevant because they got along well anyway, so that's a green flag for both of them. After Akira went home, we aged up Matthew, and Matthew is also a calm infant, which is honestly very good luck for us, because calm infants make our life so much easier. Anyway, the game crashed after we finished editing Matthew because he's too cute to handle. So I'm going to end this video here. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone!